Hi everyone, this is Giulia. I am an Italian astrologer and creative facilitator based in Laguna Beach. And I'm here to present you my new astrological journal. I wanted to create this video to explain better how it works, how it is inside, to give you an idea and to show it to you. So this is my first English version. I'm very proud of it. In Italian, I already done it 3 times, so year is the third edition, but it's my first time translating in English since my following and client is growing also here in the US. So I was like, that's finally your time too. So just before getting into it, I just want to quickly tell you who I am 1 second, and then what I do and why I create a journal. So about me is, again, I'm Giulia. I am born and raised in Italy, in Bologna. And I came in the US 4 years ago for love, because as a Libra that I am, very romantic, my husband is from the US, so it was easier for me just to come here. And my background is as designer, so that's what I graduated for, and I work in the field for 4 years, for several years, sorry. And then I traveled to Peru to do weaving research, but it became more of a spiritual trip, and that's also where I met my now husband. He's from the US, but we met both traveling in Peru, and that's where it opened up to me the beauty of astrology. So the way I use the two combined, which is my creativity background and astrology, is because what I love about astrology is that it is an amazing tool to understand yourself. It's like, I don't know if you ever grew up thinking, I would like to have all my answer. I would like to understand why I do things in a certain way, why things work in a certain way for me or not. And for me, that's what astrology gave me. It gave me clarity, and it gave me a roadmap to understand better myself. So at the beginning, that's what I did majorly, to do readings one-on-one, to help people to understand their gift, because through your birth chart, you can really see everything. What's your sun? So what's your identity? Mercury is your communication. Venus is your creativity and passion. That's why also here I do private and corporate event to help people connect with each other more, understand each other more on how to work on a human level, on a professional level, on a personal level. And then along the years, I discovered that besides the birth chart, another beautiful tool is to really look at the horoscope. And I don't like to use that word, because immediately people think, oh my God, so tell me when I'm gonna have 10 kids or when I'm gonna win the lottery. It's not about that. The horoscope means to observe the sky and confronting to what's going on inside of you to really give a meaning to life. So again, going back to what I study, what I do, I love to use for me, so astrology in a creative way to enhance your uniqueness. And at the same time, I love to use yourself in a creative way, exploring astrology. So it's a mix of the two. I like to play with astrology, at the same time having the center of how it can be really useful in your daily life. I don't like to speak about astrology as if it's something so spiritual, disconnected, and far away from us that you need to be a shaman in the jungle. For me, the useful way for you to apply astrologies is how you can use it in your daily life, because that's how it makes sense. So through the readings, we can discover your chart, yourself, your personality, your gift. With the journal is a way to be like, okay, but why in this phase of my life I'm facing these challenges, or why am I waking up in the morning feeling annoyed already, or on the contrary, why these weeks I have so much energy. And it's not random, like simply explain, it's not random. I'm not somebody that believes that astrology has the 100% truth, but I do saw how much it helps me to understand my phases of life, how to plan my year, when to do what. Not because you need to have a fixed rule, but more like, what does makes more sense for me by following your intuition combined to what is going on. So for me, the journal starts as the need, because I had so many clients that they were waking up and having those moments and keep texting me what's going on, what you can do. And of course, we can always have a reading together, but I wanted to give them a tool where they don't always need to come to me. Because again, it's a way to be, so that astrology can be way more useful for a lot of people. So the journal, therefore, can be used for me in four different ways, at least that's what my clients told me, based more in their personality. So there is a section where it's personalized Another big thing for me about astrology is that it gives meaning and it becomes important when you personalize on yourself. Again, I go back to my creativity and uniqueness. Because if you try to have a general horoscope, I'm Libra. So what's going on for Libras this year? It's way too general. You're not just your sun sign in Libra. You have a moon sign, you have a Mercury sign. All of those create your personality. So for you to be able to really look at your horoscope, you need to apply what's going on in the sky specifically for you. So the journal is going to be printed for each person, single one copy, because we're not the same. So there is a part that is generalized for everybody. So what's going on today, it's for everybody. But then there is a section where it's what does it mean for you? Okay. So going back to that one, so how you can use it during the year, for me, there is 4 different way kind of that you can use it. There is a section that is personalized where I describe for you every month of the year what should be your theme based on astrology. Okay, so that's based on your rising. So based on your rising sign, for all of us, we have a different starting month of the year and different theme for every year. So there is a page where I write for you. You can check the whole year. So if you're somebody that likes to plan very good, or like you really like to plan, that page will be like, okay, now I can plan my year based on where the energy is most aligned for me to do what. On top of that, every year we have very specific theme. Okay, this is because certain planets change all the time. Like the sun every year goes to the 12th zodiac sign, but there are some planets that happens once in a lifetime. Like next year, Uranus moving to Gemini. This happens once a year, once in our lifetime, because Uranus takes 90 years to go back to Gemini. As far as I know, it's hard that we get to live so long. Okay, so for all of us, looking at what do you have in, which placement you have in Gemini, which sector of your life is challenged by Gemini, it make you see like, okay, why in the next 10 years, starting from next year, you should focus on. So the journal is also giving you the perspective of those are the major transit, look at those transit because that's where you're gonna get the biggest from your next year. Then another way of using it is more weekly. That's more the way I use it too. I like to have a general idea of the year, but I actually am more in the moment. So for me, it's very useful to open it up and see like, okay, let's look what's going on this week because I have to plan a day for myself. I have to have a very creative day where I have to create a lot of stuff and another day for planning. So you can look at the week coming up and you're like, aha, there is a new moon on Thursday. Okay, new moon is for new intention, creativity. That could be the creative day. And then there is a day when maybe Venus starts the retrogrades and Venus is taking care of yourself, self-worth is going retrogrades. Maybe that's the day where I take more for myself private. And then maybe you see there is something going on in Capricorn, where Capricorn is the best sign to plan things. And then maybe you can do it that day. On top of that, of course, there is the daily mood. So I have a lot of clients that they never look at the journal. They just have it there next to their bed and they're like, oh my God, this day is very weird day. Let me go to see what's going on now. Or you're checking, or like again, it's being like a very positive time. Like, okay, let me go check what's going on in this time. Okay. So that's for me the way I can see people use it. If you have other like way to use it, I'm super open to it. I love when people take what I do as an invitation. Nothing is an obligation or a must or a rule. For me, I love how all those tools, they just help you to make your life easier to understand. This year also I was able to do, so that's also what's going to be very fun for everybody who buys a journal. First of all, it's going to write to you. You can decide to just have it digital or digital and printed. I live in Laguna, so if you're in Laguna, I can give it to you for free. If you live somewhere else, there is then the shipping cost. But I created a Google Calendar with all the dates. So you're gonna get the notification like the day before saying, hey, tomorrow there is a new moon in Taurus, check the journal. So you don't miss what's going on. Okay, let's look it in. So this is my creation. It's 280 pages written full with notions, all for you to be looked at and understand. So how it starts is gonna be your journal with your name. Then there is a letter from you, from me for you. And then there is the why I create a journal and how it works. So here are the instructions on how to use it. And then there is the calendar. So basically this doesn't you still need a planner. Okay, so this is an addition to your planner, because this is just focused on the day that they're written here. So it's not that every day it's written something on it. It's, you can see it start from the 21st of December, Sun moves to Capricorn. Okay, then 24th of December, Venus moves to Capricorn. So those are the dates that they are written and that you can check it out. So this is the full years divided for season. And I wanted to start it on an astrological date. So I didn't want it to start it the 1st of January. That's why it's starting the 21st of December and it's going to go on until the next 21st of December. So from Capricorn season to Capricorn season. So from winter solstice to winter solstice, which I really liked. So here it goes on, there is all the dates of the year. Then, because it was really, it's beautiful because being 3 years that I do it, I ask my clients what they want. So every year I change a little bit. So this is new and is a moon phase calendar. So you can see for every day of the month where the moon is, in which phase, and here is a description of the phases and what to do with it. And then we have the map of the retrograde season. So you can see every month who is retrograde and which months there are the eclipses. So again, you can have more of a yearly vision. And this is for the people that I don't want to look at all the dates because they're way too much for me. I don't want to follow it. This is like my, please at least check it out, those, because those are the major and most important date of 2026. So at least you can focus on those are the one to put on your calendar to check it out. Then, this is also something that I didn't do last year, but I did this year. Everything in astrology works as an axis. So here there is the archetype of the 12th zodiac sign, and then I explain you how they works as an axis. So there is the Capricorn Cancer axis, so you can understand more the meaning of these two signs together, so you can understand better when there is a new moon or a full moon. And then there is the Aquarius Leo axis, the Virgo Pisces axis. And then we have the Aries Libra axis, Taurus Scorpio axis, and then the last one, which is Gemini Sagittarius axis. And then starts the personalized part. So from here, I put down with your birth date, place, and time of birth. I'm gonna print your birth chart. I'm gonna tell you all your planets, all your houses. I'm gonna do all of that for you. And then there is the page like, you are rising Aries, therefore your year, January, February, this is what you should do, at least what is recommended astrological wise. Of course, your intuition will always win, but at least you can plan and have an idea. And then based on your rising, I even give you the hint on, since you're rising, for example, Aries means that Mars is the planet that rules your chart. So if you want to look just at the Mars movement, it's good because those are the ones that the most likely you're going to feel the most. Okay. And then there is the new moon, full moon. I write for all of them what, in your case, what does it touch? And then the same for the Sun, Venus, Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, Mars, Jupiter, Uranus. They're all written here. I says in your case, it touches you the 5th house and this planet. And then what happened is that you go in the legend of the key of meaning, where I wrote all the meaning of the houses and all the meaning of the planets. Let me go back. So let's give an example. So for example, we are at the page, it's the 18th of February and the sun moves to Pisces. You get the notification. So you go and you check, the sun moves to Pisces. Julia wrote that the key theme are this one, the key words are this one, that's the affirmation. What does it mean? What is a creative ritual that you can do? This is my fun part. I want to make it practical. So that's how like tips, how you can use it during the day, what you can do during the day for that. And then there is a little astrological insights. These I added this year because I do have a lot of clients that they are very nerd into astrology. So these you don't need to look it up, but it's more like the sun in Pisces this year is touching this planet. So you might want to focus more on this and that. And then the journal prompt to journal. I left the open page next to it because last year I put lines, but a lot of my clients has somebody drawing, somebody doesn't write or something. So I left it completely free. So here you can journal about the transit, or it's where you can write your personalized part. So let me go back to that. So you read the signs in Pisces, you see what everything is about. And then you go back in your personalized page where I wrote, in your case, here, where there is the sun, I wrote when the sun moves to Pisces, in your case, it touches the 12th house and your personal sun. So then you go to the meaning of the planets and you look when your sun is challenged, what does it mean? And also when it touched the 12th house, what does it mean? All of that, what does it mean more? You will have to have a reading with me, but just shortly, it's basically so your house and your sun from your chart is who you are, and that's the real horoscope. So the sun in Pisces is what's going on outside. And then with the personal part I create for you, you can look for you because it is in your 12th house. It means that the sun in Pisces is challenging you in that specific sector of life. So for me, when there is a sun in Pisces, could be, for me, Pisces is the work house. So for me, the month of Pisces is usually the phase of the year where I should focus a lot on working, understanding what's my vocation, taking care of myself, of my finance and things. But maybe you have Pisces in the 5th house, which is the house of creativity. So for you, everything that is explained here, you applied in your case to your creative house. So you know that for you, it's okay to have a month where you make more creative project and maybe less socializing or less spiritual things because you want to focus more on your creativity. Okay. So going back to where we were, so after the key meaning of the houses and the planets, then the year start. So then the year start, and you go on, and every page is it's a transit. So there is the winter solstice, again, meaning, prompt, description, creative tools, and then you go check what does it mean for me, and you go in the personalized page. Then the sun moves to Capricorn. What does it mean? Meaning, keywords, prompt, blah, 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 blah. For all the transit of the year, all of them, they are almost 100, okay? So you basically have a little personalized guide, little fairy next to you that is telling you all the time of the year when something is going on, what does it mean and what does it mean for you. Lastly, I want to add more for the nerd, because again, I ask my clients that they ask for it, so I was like, okay, let's do it. At the end, I put an extra insight. So if you are new to astrology, just follow what I said until now. It's more than enough. Use it as your way, play with it, use it, check with your husband if he wants to buy two for the two together to see why 1 month one is super creative, the other one just wants to be in a cave, whatever it is. Or you're with your group of friends, you all buy together and you can have circle together and create together and do something together. Or of course, if you want me and you live in Orange County, I can come and help you with that. But anyway, at the end, if you want to go deeper, there is insights on what does it mean when there is a new moon, what to do during the new moon, what to do during the full moon, what does it mean when the sun moves, when Mercury moves, when Jupiter moves externally. And then the big one for who is an expert is all the opposition, square and conjunction. So every time I say, oh my God, this planet is opposite to my planet, or this planet is squaring my planets, there is all of that explained here for every sign. Also how they like each other, which sign doesn't like each other, explained. And lastly, but not last, since this year I printed black and white, because for a lot of people, last year it was color, but then the printing of the color is more expensive, so I want to be accessible to everybody. I make it black and white, also with the idea that you can color your own moon and you can color your own planets every time, Mercury in every sign, so it becomes like a little tool for you. So at the end, I even printed big the planet, so you can color them all. And that's it. So this is my big creation. It's my first one in English. I am very, very happy and excited about it because I do know from experience of my Italian clients that they really like it. It's very useful. They love it. There is a lot of insight, a lot of information, but majorly the majority really said that it really helps in moment where they feel chaos, because it's a little light that you can turn on and it can give you answer for the moment of life that you are following. So if you have any question, let me know. If not, the link for booking it's here, and thank you for listening.